This tutorial will address the editing of geometry and will provide you insight to the surface commands Merge Geometry and Split Geometry in Autodesk VRED Professional. As these commands have an important function within data preparation processes, we will become more familiar with their uses and applications in the following. Please open the scene graph via the Quick Access menu by selecting the graph icon. First off, we will split the surface geometry into its separate parts. Please activate the Wireframe View to get a view of your selected geometry by selecting the Wireframe tab in your icon bar. To start with this, please select the hood in our example scene by holding down the Shift key and clicking on the desired geometry with the left mouse button. Next, call up the Scene Graph menu by utilizing the right mouse button in the scene graph. Please note that when calling up the Scene Graph menu, your mouse cursor needs to be located over the selected node. In the sub-item Edit, we find in the lower part the command Split Geometry, respectively Split Geometry into Primitives. With the command Split Geometry, VRED offers us the possibility to split our geometry into a selectable amount of surfaces, and therein lies the significant difference to split geometry into primitives, as a geometry is automatically split into its smallest components. It is worth mentioning that the split into primitives function delivers a clear speed advantage compared to the split geometry function. Because in our case we want to split the present geometry into separate triangles, we execute the command split geometry into primitives. Autodesk VRED splits our surface into separate triangle and deposits them in a folder structure. Split geometry divides the geometry into objects that don't exceed their assigned polygon carrying capacity. The default value is set at 5000. In the next step, we want to put back together one of the two halves of our hood. Therefore, please select the left side of the hood. As an assistance, you can isolate the hood in the render view by selecting and dragging the group node with your left mouse button held down into the viewport. Additionally, please select in the main menu under Visualization the Vertex Face rendering mode to get a better overview of your geometry. Now, select the left half of the hood. With the Shift key held down, click the geometry with the left mouse button. Please continue by opening the Material Editor via the Quick Access toolbar. Create a new plastic material with the Create Convert menu by selecting Plastic in the sub-item Create Material and assign it to the selected surface. To do so, select the freshly created material and call up the Material Editor menu by clicking the material with the right mouse button. With the command Apply to Selected Node, the material can be applied to the selected geometry. We now want to put together both halves of the hood. Therefore, we select our group node and trigger the Scene Graph menu with the use of the right mouse button. In the sub-item Edit, we, in the lower section, execute the Merge Geometry command. Autodesk VRED automatically adds together the geometry to each two parts of the hood, with each the same material assignment. The Merge Geometry command only takes effect on the geometry with triangles in a group which possess the same material. To illustrate this process to you again, we finally want to combine both sides of our object to one geometry, and thus getting back to our starting point. As previously mentioned, it's crucial that our separated surfaces have the same material assignment and that the geometry is within a shared group node. Please select the right side of the hood, which still has its original material, and assign it the recently created plastic material. Please drag and drop our plastic material to the right side of the hood to assign the material. Both sides now have the identical material assignment and can be put together with the Merge Geometry command. To do so, we pick the group node in our scene graph and call up the Scene Graph menu with the right mouse button. In the sub-item Edit, please choose Merge Geometry to combine both sides to one geometry. In the following, please pull your root node with drag and drop into your render view. To reactivate the realistic rendering in the viewport, go to the main menu and choose Realistic Rendering under Visualization. Autodesk VRED additionally offers the opportunity to merge surfaces with each other during the file import. To illustrate this merge command on import, we open a new example file via the main menu, File, and execute the open command. We can, after activation of the tessellation parameters in the Import option menu, activate the selection Merge Geometry.